Hi lovelies, welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're going to be checking out this video from BBC Global, and it's titled How Sweden Survives Without Small Talks. I'm so interested in this, okay? But before we dive into this, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. First time here, hi, say hi. I said say hi. Okay. So please click on the red subscribe button, like this video. I'm sure you enjoy, so please just like, okay? Subscribe if you haven't, turn your post notification bell, drop in the comment section what you think about it, especially if you're Swedish or you've lived in Sweden for a while, or you have one or two things to say about this. We'll be so grateful. Let's just dive straight into the video.
Small talk is those kind of in themselves unimportant topic. If you ask people what's the purpose of talking, then many Swedes will say, oh, to give information, but that's really not what small talk is about.
Social purpose. Casual conversations.
Nu är ingen i trappuppgången. Om jag skyndar mig nu så slipper jag träffa grannen.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Hej!
Åh nej, nu småpratar den här också. Hej!
Nu måste jag säga någonting innan hon tycker jag är skum. Vädret? Jag vet inte hur vädret är idag. Fint väder.
Vädret? Jag vet inte hur vädret är idag.
Ja, jättefint.
Nu måste jag säga någonting innan han tycker att jag är helt självupptagen. Och se den här hissen här. Kom igen.
Nu har jag inlett konversationen. Jättestelt. Ska jag säga något mer innan hon tycker jag är den skumma väderkillen?
Well, finally.
Hejdå.
If there's one message, it would be that small talk is really big. It's just the topics that are small. The biggest problem for Swedes to understand is that it has a meaning even if you're talking about the weather. But the meaning is not the weather. If you want to know about the weather, you ask a meteorologist. The meaning is, let's have a little connection.
Yeah. But it's sweet. It's better than that.
Basically, Swedish people want to avoid small talk situations, and in order to do that, they avoid eye contact. And Swedes have developed different strategies to do that. For example, when they see you coming towards you in your direction on the streets, they just stare somewhere else, for example in a shopping window, or they just take out their phones and stare at that. And while they do that, they have actually mastered the competence, the skill of navigating through crowded places just by staring there and using their peripheral vision.
Är inte det Jonas från högstadiet? Kolla bort så kanske han inte ser mig.
Wow, Klara. Har inte sett henne sedan 9:an.
He's definitely going to say hi.
Hej, hur är läget? Det var länge sedan sist.
Hej.
Hur är läget?
Det är bra. Ska du också ta bussen?
Nej, jag tänkte bara gå förbi.
Hoppas bussen kommer nu så jag slipper snacka med honom.
1 minute.
Hur är du själv?
Jag säger att jag är på väg till psykologen och inte jobbar på 2 år.
Jo, det är bra.
Äntligen kommer bussen, nu slipper jag honom.
Nu kommer bussen, men vi ses.
Ja, det var kul att snacka. Vi kanske kan ses någon dag.
Vad creepy. Träffas. Ni har inte snackat sedan 9:an. Nu kommer hon tycka att du är jätteskum.
Swedish people like to mind their own business. They don't get on the street and talk to everyone. They just want to go out and go to the place where they want to go without any distraction, ideally.
Wow. They don't.
Sweden is a vast country, people have been living more spread out, and they're used to being alone, being like just within their small group, and maybe not having so much contact to other people who are living in other villages, etc. And this kind of culture that's from like many hundred years from before, it still exists a little bit more and more present, even within among those Swedish people living in cities, for example. Swedish people might get a bit confused first when they go to another country, and then people are very chatty.
Yeah.
I think it takes a few days when they're abroad, when they're on their vacations, to open up a little bit more. But also, when a Swede comes back to Sweden, they have to readjust to their own small talk culture again.
So there are two kinds of cultures. One, there's the peach culture and the coconut culture.
Coconut, yeah.
And America and many other cultures, they're more the peach. That you very quickly get down to a certain level of trust. And that's why you can meet people and sort of go out to a meal and feel like you know them very quickly. But then there's that kind of center of the peach. That's hard.
Very hard.
Whereas Sweden is more a coconut culture. It's very hard to get in. And some people joke like, oh, it takes 10 years. And then you get to the heart of the coconut. But it's like, 10 years, you know.
Does it apply to everyone? Wow, to think that the Swiss, right? That's what they call them, the Swiss, or the Swedish people. The Swedish people are coconuts, just like the Dutch. It just reminded me of when we watched this Dutch video, when they said, oh, that the Dutch are coconuts, you know, they are very direct and all of those things. I think it's just a little bit similar to the Swedish people. They're very reserved. They love to mind their business. And I think I usually would mention this in most of my videos, that if you're a tourist, you're visiting a country for the first time, say for example, you're going to Sweden for the first time, it's very important that you know what it's like, you know, in that country. We talked about something like that for Poland. Now it is Sweden. For you to realize that, because I'm from a country where we are very chatty, right? We love to help each other. Like, we want to talk, like when we're in a small space, like I just want to say hi, I just want to get to know you. Do you understand? But in Sweden, they're so reserved. They like to mind their business. They are just, you know, they're like but when you get to know them, they're like the sweethearts, like that, they're like one of the best people in the world. And it is actually quite interesting. I wouldn't actually, if not that I'm watching this for the first time from BBC, I wouldn't even know that the Swedish people are coconuts, like they are reserved. Because when I saw this title, how Swedish people survive, how do they even survive without small talks? Like, they don't like to talk to people. Like, the first video of that lady she was trying to peep through a hole to see if somebody was coming, so she could just quickly walk down the hallway. Like, that is actually a little bit weird, but yeah. Anyway, if you're Swedish, you have one or two things to say about how do Swedish people survive without small talks. How? And I'm even from a part of the country where we are very chatty, but whenever I travel, say to maybe the UK, those guys are, oh my gosh. Well, just like you said, the stereotype doesn't apply to everybody, just like the UK too. It doesn't apply to everybody. Some people are very reserved, they like to mind their business, they won't even say hi, you know. But some people will say, hi, how are you? Thank you. You know, those kind of sweet things are really nice things. But not like that the Swedish people are not nice. They just try to avoid small talks. We could see the examples from the lady. Just try to avoid it as much as they can. Why you asking me about the weather? Go ask a meteorologist. Do you understand what I mean? But yeah, quite interesting characters there. Quite interesting cultural difference. You know, very interesting. I really still want to visit Sweden at least once, you know. Anyway, if you're Swedish, you have one or two things to say about small talks and how Swedish people survive without small talks. You know, let's know in the comment section. Drop all your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll be waiting there. You know, do well to like this video, subscribe, share with your friends, your Swedish friends, your friends, and turn on post notification bell. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.